In Best Morning Show, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., medium market news and talk radio and music radio. The finalists are WCLO-AM Janesville, WHBY-AM Appleton, and WTAQ-AM Green Bay. In large market, the finalists are WTMJ-AM Milwaukee, WTDY-AM Madison, and Wisconsin Public Radio Madison. Our music format finalists in small market are WKFX Rice Lake, WGLR Lancaster, WLKG Lake Geneva, and WKFX Rice Lake. Our media market finalists in music, WIAL Eau Claire, WQRB Eau Claire, and WFDL Fond du Lac. Our large market finalists, WLUM in Milwaukee, WXSS Milwaukee, and WRNW Milwaukee.
The most music, non-stop and back-to-back. This is your home for McKay and Donuts in the Morning. Voted year after year after year as the Chippewa Valley's favorite morning show in the Leader Telegram's Reader's Choice Poll and
You know you're traipsing through 22 inches of snow to get to the clothesline right now?
I don't do it now.
Okay. All right.
But during the summertime, it's great.
Oh, in the summertime,
Okay.
yeah, I agree. It's wonderful in summertime.
Okay.
You know.
You're saving the environment. You're not using the electricity. You're using the natural.
Now, we just got done hearing that new one from Blake Shelton. I see the hotline is ringing. We're supposed to hear from Blake
We're
Shelton.
hoping it's Blake.
We'll see who it is. I'm not sure if it's him or not. Hi, B95. Is this Blake?
This is Kelly Pickler. How's it going?
Kelly, you got to lay off the smokes.
Yeah.
But she's got a heart bigger than the state of Wisconsin. And she just needs to be back with us.
What has the college been doing for you in terms of trying to get communications going, and what kind of support are you getting?
The college has been fantastic.
This just in, a man in Kentucky was beaten and forced to eat his own beard.
My brother was cleaning out the stalls out there for Troy, working for him. And they call and want me to come around there. Well, when I get there, I realize that they're already drunk.
Best radio show from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. This is the award for all radio shows that are not morning shows. The news and talk media market finalists are WHWC Eau Claire, WTAQ Green Bay, and WCLO Janesville. The large market finalists, WTDY Madison, WSSP Milwaukee, and WTMJ Milwaukee. Our music format finalists in small market, WLKG Lake Geneva, and WJMQ Shawano. Our medium market finalists represent 3 stations in 2 markets for 1 owner, WDEZ Wausau, WIXX Green Bay, and WIFC Wausau. Our large market finalists are WYMS in Milwaukee and Magic 98 WMGN Madison.
This is pretty quick to get an invention like this to come out after this is so recent, this airport screening thing, but they have a new special kind of underwear. There's one type for men, one type for women that doesn't allow TSA to see through to your goodies. So you can get through the screening with your dignity still intact.
I'm Dan Connery, and the Democrats are eating each other. They're eating each other alive, raw. It's just unbelievable. Absolute bedlam, pandemonium, and shock and dismay broke out up in Madison last night.
Last year, Keith Urban and his wife Nicole Kidman tried to take their daughter Sunday Rose to meet Santa, but it did not go so well at all.
I think we endeavored to take her last year to the mall, and she was terrified.
In Convergence coverage, the finalists are WSAW-TV, Wausau, WSAU-AM, Wausau, WISC-TV in Madison, and WCLO-AM, Janesville. The finalists for Best Website Focused on Journalism are WITI-TV in Milwaukee, WEAU-TV Eau Claire, WTMJ-TV Milwaukee, and WTMJ-AM Milwaukee. In Best Non-News Website, the finalists are WZOR-FM Green Bay, WHA-TV Madison, and Triple M WMMM-FM Madison. In the Hard News Investigative category, The finalists are for small market WSAW Wausau, WEAU in Eau Claire, and WSAW Wausau. Our media market finalists are all in Madison. They are WMTV, WKOW, and WHA. Our large market finalists are all from Milwaukee. WISN, WITI, WTMJ, and WITI.
The faces of Wisconsin victims.
There's so many crooks out there right now that they're getting away with it, and the state is letting them.
The people who filed complaints about possible wrongdoing and fraud.
It sends a message that we're on our own. If something like this happens, tough luck.
And heard nothing.
Please get on the case and get it solved.
Looked like the personal time you were taking while on business hours. Can we ask you about some of that?
You said you'd call my office tomorrow, right?
I will.
Okay.
Will you speak to us at that time?
I will confer with my boss in the governor's office and go from there.
Okay.
Remember, this is one of the state's most senior managers with a six-figure salary.
In series or documentary, the small market finalists are WXOW La Crosse, WSAW Wausau, and WKBT La Crosse. Media market, WISC Madison, WHA Madison, WPNE Green Bay, and WKOW Madison. The large market finalists are all from Milwaukee and are WMVS, WITI, and WISN.
The Red Feather is a mother of 5. She and her husband are homeless, raising their children in a relative's barn.
We have no running water. We use an oil lamp.
Reva's situation is not unique. Many people are either homeless or share a small trailer with 5 to 10 other extended family members. Reva is one of the lucky few who found work on the reservation.
We're old. She's got Alzheimer's.
If anyone needs consumer protection, it's George and Alita Gerber. She's 87, he's 89.
Do you want creamy cucumbers or cucumbers with vinegar?
Creamy.
They recently moved into an expensive assisted living facility in Belleville.
Sure, we got some savings, but, that's going to be ate up in a hurry.
We're immediately looking for trucks. The Black Crow was the most magic of all, and they never figured it out. The Vietnamese, the Chinese, or the Russians. We would fly in a thunderstorm or a complete overcast where we couldn't see the ground and they couldn't see up to shoot at us and zap a truck right through the clouds and get that red flash. Yes!
U.S. Marshals, open the door now! During a sex offender sweep a few months ago, law enforcement discovered he wasn't living at the Northside home he's registered at. Meaning more than a scratch on his record, it's a violation of his parole. He's clearly running for some reason. He has this open warrant and he's going to continue to run.
In feature, the small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WQOW Eau Claire, and WKBT La Crosse. Our medium market finalists are WLUK Green Bay, WISC Madison, and WMTV Madison. Our large market finalists are all from Milwaukee, WITI, WDJT, and WITI again.
Life is good. I hear more thank yous on any given day than I've ever heard in 20 years of doing things for business customers. You bet. You bet. My day is tremendous. I can't think of the last bad day I had.
They come to school hungry to learn, to be taught about the important things in life. Who knew one of the best lessons would come from the guys serving up smiles in the lunchroom?
What do you think, Ethan? I love this job. My grandkids say they want to be lunch ladies when they grow up, so I got to be doing something right.
I will be training in plastic and reconstructive surgery at the University of California, Irvine.
His classmates are ecstatic.
I feel like the little train that could or something. Everybody was pulling for me being the old guy in the class.
Did we mention this old guy is 49 years old?
His life detour means, at times, taking alternate routes.
It's all slush, and I'm not driving through that.
To avoid shorting out his electric wheelchair, he'll have to travel 2 blocks because of uncleared snow.
This area, it's not bad.
But other places may not be fit for this man and man's best friend.
I don't think they understand how it is.
In the hotly contested battle for Best Morning Newscast, the small market finalists are WSAW Wausau, WEAU Eau Claire, and WSAW Wausau. Our media market finalists are WMTV Madison, WBAY Green Bay, and WKOW Madison. Our large market finalists are again all from Milwaukee, and they are WISN, WTMJ, and WISN.
He says he's also seen a few people come into his ER this weekend with severe injuries caused by trying to clear a clogged snowblower.
Even though the machine's off, they can still cause significant injuries. So we're seeing amputations of fingers and digits from that. So the bottom line is don't stick anything, don't stick your hands or anything else into the snowboard.
Again, all 23 students and 1 teacher taken hostage escaped unharmed.
A 15-year-old student in the class yesterday afternoon, sometime during the school day, they were watching a movie in this classroom at Marinette High School, and he left the room and came back with guns and held a hostage situation until about 8 o'clock. Let's go to the news conference. It is starting right now with the City of Marinette Police Chief.
In the battle for Best Evening Newscast, the small market finalists are WEAU Eau Claire, WSAW Wausau, and WKBT La Crosse. In Media Market, WGBA Green Bay, WISC Madison, and WMTV Madison. Our large market finalists, all from Milwaukee, WTMJ, WDJT, and WISN.
We want you to take a look at this video shot by Justin Redston and Christine Gunderson. This is what Harrison Street in Arcadia looked like at 9 o'clock this morning. As much as 5 inches of rain fell in the Arcadia area, and at one point, emergency officials say the downtown area was under 1 to 3 feet of water after the Turton and the Myers Valley creeks overflowed their banks.
We start on State Street with Jessica with more on what the president said and if his effort to get voters behind Democrats is working, Jess.
Well, Eric, there is no doubt today that folks leaving the rally were energized, but it's what they do beyond today that's more important.
We cannot sit this one out. We can't let this country fall backwards because the rest of us didn't care enough to fight.
Charles Benson begins our team coverage tonight. Charles?
And nearly 6 hours after this horrible tragedy, law enforcement still on the scene here. A 15-year-old boy is dead. He was on his way to Summerfest with friends, but never made it past the parking structure. And the #1 priority for investigators tonight is how? How could this have happened?
In Spot News, the small market finalists are WHYB Marinette, WJMT Merrill, and WWIS Black River Falls. In Media Market, WSAU Wausau, WFDL Fond du Lac, and WHBY Appleton. And in Large Market, WTMJ Milwaukee, Wisconsin Public Radio Madison, and WTDY Madison.
Looks like the bar and the restaurant area are pretty well destroyed by fire. It's been consumed. We still have pretty good fire going inside there. Now we're going to try and contain it to that area.
Any indication what might have caused this?
It's going to be really hard to tell right now. It's actually broken through the roof and quite a bit of the main area. It's hard to tell right now because of the smoke.
Lieutenant Larry Bondeville is with the Menasha Police Department.
We have several trees and power lines down, and the National Utilities and Department of Public Works are out working trying to clear open the streets.
The Winnebago County Emergency Management Department did not have any reports of damage beyond Menasha and the town of Menasha.
Considering all the shear markers that I'm seeing on Doppler HD right now on Channel 4, that is a strong indicator that there is something going on in the atmosphere.
I just, because I can't listen to you and it, but for a second I listened to the audio with Milan on 4, and he said that was just east of Slinger, where that storm was that they just had the video of.
And that was 20 minutes ago. That storm now is making its way through Germantown.
Hard News Investigative. The small market finalists are WTCH Shawano, WWIS Black River Falls, and WJMT Merrill. In the medium markets, WCLO Janesville, WSAU Wausau, and WFDL Fond du Lac. Our large market finalists are Wisconsin Public Radio Madison, WUWM Milwaukee, and Wisconsin Public Radio Madison.
WJMT News spoke with union president Norma Schrader and asked how long this strike might last.
We're going to be out as long as it takes for both sides to meet in the middle.
Merrill Manufacturing Corporation has said it would continue their operations uninterrupted by using management personnel and employees that have crossed the picket line. But they say that they may hire replacement workers if necessary.
He's missing out on so many things he could be doing with his mommy.
Sue Austinson spoke of her daughter Erica as Kyle Hickey was sentenced in the fatal shooting.
Our guard is never down. Let Erica rest, knowing that her family won't be haunted in fear. If he gets parole, it's not fair for us, and it's not fair for Damon.
I woke up that morning 2 times and I felt something was wrong. Half hour, woke back up again, and I got a phone call.
Tinker learned her boy had been huffing glue and fighting with his brother over chores. When police came to check on the disturbance, Skylar holed himself up in the family trailer home.
The small market finalists in radio news and talk for feature are WRLU Sturgeon Bay, WBEV Beaver Dam, and WTCH Shawano. In media market, WCLO Janesville, WAYY Eau Claire, and WCLO Janesville. Our large market finalists are WUWM in Milwaukee, Wisconsin Public Radio Madison, and WUWM Milwaukee.
We have one weightlifter with us, so he handles one end and 2 of us handle the other.
And although it was quite the wait to try this enormous burger, a huge crowd still watched and waited.
They're gonna flip it? It's yum.
And watched and waited.
It's not done yet. The top of the bun's not on.
And watched and waited.
I really want a slice of it. Do you? Yeah.
Many had very personal reasons to journey out on a damp and dreary January day.
Very important for me to be here today because my son is coming home. Our neighbor's brother is coming home today. My 20-year-old daughter's coming home, so I needed to be out here to support her.
My brother just got back to Alaska, and we couldn't be there to welcome him home, so we're here for these guys.
My stepson is still over in Iraq. He's been in Afghanistan and Iraq both, and I just feel it's important to support everybody.
Do you see those brown spots in the middle of the sled hill?
She keeps their legs and brains working.
Okay, let's look at this snow.
They spot tracks, and together the Goldfinches, that's the name of Miss Lorna's group, figure out the prince must belong to Wild Turkey. Abby has a pressing question.
Oh, are we gonna get the maple syrup trees today?
We are on Wednesday.
The 3 small market finalists in radio news and talk for use of audio and radio news represent 2 markets and 1 owner. They're WTCH Shawano, WACD Antigo, and WTCH Shawano. The media market finalists are WCLO in Janesville, WTAQ Green Bay, and again, WCLO Janesville. Our large market finalists are WYMS in Milwaukee, WTDY in Madison, and again, WYMS Milwaukee.
Want to see my legs? Fresh hot turkey legs!
Even with masses of people milling between food stands and rides, there was one couple that stood out. It was Greg and Trisha Tulloch of Seymour, and the tuxedo and wedding gown gave it all away.
This isn't a Halloween costume party?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, we got married.
You just got
today.
married?
Yep.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
So how'd the skin get that, well, real feel?
This combination of latex and spandex has been processed hundreds of times.
While some kids freaked out, others, like Allie, stared the life-size baby T-Rex down, never scared.
No.
No, not at all?
Begin collecting leaves, grass clippings,
plants people throw away, wood chips, and other garden remains. Jim has a special name for this ingredient.
And I make a pile of what's called the carbon ingredient for composting.
In addition to carbon ingredients, there are also what Jim calls nitrogen ingredients.
Fruit and vegetable wastes, coffee grounds, eggshells.
Nitrogen ingredients include most kitchen waste, but importantly,
not dairy, not meat.
After gathering
The small market finalists in radio news and talk for news writing are WACD in Antigo and WTCH in Shawano. The media market finalists, WFDL Fond du Lac, WTAQ Green Bay, and WCLO Janesville. And in large market, Wisconsin Public Radio Madison, WUWM in Milwaukee, and Wisconsin Public Radio in Madison.
Gibson has been in contact with the groups currently in the area as they wait to see which area of the Gulf will be hit hardest and where cleaning stations are set up. Gibson says it will be more than just the native birds that will be affected.
Actually, birds from the Northwoods, even including loons, that are going to be affected.
Sunshine and spectators smother the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport this weekend as Airfest delivers fast planes, explosions, and thrills as the aviation enthusiasts camp out on blankets and folding chairs but spend much of their time on their feet looking up.
Well, we liked everything, but the truck, I just can't imagine why anyone would think to put 3 jet engines on the back of the truck.
F-18s by far.
The party pushes through the spindly growth to the den where the groggy mother lays with her 4 cubs. Bo Davis plunges the syringe into her side, and soon she's asleep. The tiny cubs are pulled away and handed one at a time to the volunteers. They look like cuddly teddy bears. They sound like banshees.
In radio news and talk, the finalists for Best Newscast are WHYB in Marinette, WBDK Sturgeon Bay, WHYB Marinette, WWIS Black River Falls, and WJMT Merrill. The Media Market finalists: WHBL Sheboygan, WTAQ Green Bay, and WCLO Janesville. In Large Market, two real rivals, WTMJ Milwaukee and WUWM Milwaukee.
A parent looking for a student prompted the high school principal to go to the classroom. That's when Principal Corey Lambie realized there was a serious problem.
The door was locked, the classroom was dark. I used my key to enter the classroom. I took a couple steps in. The student threatened me with the gun and told me to step back.
While a sizable contingent of Peninsula residents will be plopped in front of a TV or perhaps still in bed after a night of New Year's Eve revelry, up to 1,000 hardy souls in Jacksonport will be ushering in the new year by charging into the frigid waters of Lake Michigan. Saturday marks the 25th anniversary of the Jacksonport Polar Bear Club's annual swim.
Alderman Corey Bauch said the proposal came out of the blue during last night's Finance Committee meeting to increase the levy. Bauch says that's contrary to what the council voted for and contrary to last Tuesday's election results.
Wisconsin has said, no, we aren't going to raise our taxes anymore. We're going to find a way to do more with less, and our union partners need to be part of that solution. And
when you get that sewer water coming, you don't want to even keep anything. A lot of tapes. But, it's like maybe it's time to clean some of that stuff out. Or I lived here 20 years and there's a lot of junk in my basement.
Przybylski says he watched in horror as 8 inches of water and sewage backed into his basement last Thursday.
In story or event produced originally for new media, the finalists are WMMM-FM Madison, WSAW-TV Wausau, WISN-TV Milwaukee, and WISC-TV Madison. In Best Use of Contributions, the finalists are WKBT Lacrosse, WFRV Green Bay, WITI Milwaukee, and WISC Madison. In the contest for Best Blog, the finalists are WYMS-FM Milwaukee, WISN-TV, Milwaukee, and WEAU-TV, Eau Claire. In Best Live On-Scene Reporting, the finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WSAW Wausau, and WEAU Eau Claire. Our Media Market finalists are all from Madison, WISC, WKOW, and again, WISC. Our Large Market finalists are all from Milwaukee, WTMJ, again WTMJ, and WITI.
And if you're wondering why a store would be open on Thanksgiving, well, here's part of the reason why. Retailers tell us they make more than 50% of their profits in the fourth quarter. So today is just good business savvy being open. And right here's a manager, and he is telling the people here at Toys R Us that they're about to go in. And how they've organized it is that some of the big ticket items, people already have a ticket, so they know they're going to get that item when they get in, trying to avoid a stampede. But some of the people here...
At least one of them has their gun drawn, trying to get these people out. They've surrounded the vehicle, so you might be able to see. I'm just pausing here because I'm hearing them talk to this person. I hear, "Get out of the vehicle, please get out of the vehicle." That's what I was able to pick up. And you'll see the tactical cars surrounding this vehicle.
In Best Use of News Video, the small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WQOW Eau Claire, and WKBT La Crosse. In Media Market, WFRV Green Bay, WMTV Madison, and WLUK Green Bay. Our large market finalists, all from Milwaukee, WITI, WTMJ, and again, WITI.
The new season for the La Crosse Blue Stars is underway.
We are going to be very good this year.
This season.
The sign outside reads Joe's Auto Body. But inside the shop, you won't find any cars.
It just keeps the history alive.
Joe Joas started his auto body business 40 years ago, but about 20 years ago, he started working with customers whose machines had less to do with motors and more to do with memories.
The challenge, it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
The analogy is that we're looking across billions of elements,
And we're looking for what ultimately came down to be one single change.
Amazingly, doctors found the gene in less than 4 months.
When they told me that they found the mutation, I was extremely excited.
In TV sports reporting, the small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WEAU Eau Claire, and WKBT La Crosse. In media market, WISC Madison, WLUK Green Bay, and WKOW Madison. Our large market finalists, all for Milwaukee, WITI, WDJT, and WITI.
At age 11, after several surgeries and rehabilitation, Alana kissed her walker goodbye.
I was like, I'm done with this.
And began her karate career.
1, 2.
But it wasn't easy.
Because of her cerebral palsy, she has some balance challenges that she sometimes takes a tumble here and there.
She just never misses a beat. She doesn't want anyone to help her. She gets back up and she's ready to roll.
If an outsider came in and walked in and didn't know who Tanner Vavra was and saw him with the Oakleys on and saw him playing second base or saw him taking BP, you would never be able to tell.
How about when the sunglasses come off? Do you see it now?
When I first noticed that he had one eye, I had no idea until probably third or fourth practice of the year.
To truly understand Tanner Vavra's story, you have to start with a family fishing trip when he was 3 years old.
In the half-century since, the view out of this kitchen window has undergone a major makeover.
It was basically a hole in the ground with 2 bleachers coming up 30 rows.
And with Lambeau Field literally in your backyard, the Packers become part of the family.
Along come Brett and Aaron. Brett and Aaron, they're clowns, I'll tell you that.
In Best Use of Sports Video, the small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WSAW Wausau, and WKBT La Crosse. In media market, WFRV Green Bay, WMTV Madison, WLUK Green Bay, and WISC Madison. Our large market finalists from Milwaukee, WDJT, WTMJ, and WITI.
She was an ace on the volleyball court, leading to not 1, not 2, but 3 first-team all-conference honors. Her scoring, defense, and court vision earned her a three-peat on the NBC basketball first team as well. Before missing her senior softball season, Mueller slugged 11 home runs as a junior and broke single-season records for nearly every offensive category at Logan.
I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass. I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pads. Standing in the huddle, listening to the call. Fans going crazy for the boys that fall.
ride around my neighborhood, and especially being in Madison and Wisconsin, I love the Packers. They're one of my favorite teams.
For Best TV Sportscast, the small market finalists are WSAW Wausau, WQOW Eau Claire, and WSAW Wausau. Our media market finalists are all from Madison, WMTV, WISC, and WKOW. And our large market finalists from Milwaukee, WDJT, WISN, and WDJT.
Now, Brian Custer with sports.
Well, the Badger football team had their final road game of the regular season today, and it just happened to be one of the tougher places for the Badgers to get a win. UW hasn't won at Michigan since 1994, but today they were looking to change that.
In Best Weathercast, the small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WSAW Wausau, and WKBT La Crosse. In Media Market, WLUK from Green Bay, WMTV Madison, and WGBA Green Bay. And our large market finalists from Milwaukee, WISN, WITI, and WDJT.
News weather-wise in terms of the winds calming down a little bit today. It's still going to be windy, just not as strong as the past 2 days. It's like a movie, by the way. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's head outside through City Cam. I'll do my spiel while you enjoy that popcorn. Yeah, still breezy. The wind's kind of shaking City Cam just a little bit, but nothing like the past 2 days.
You know what? We had more severe weather warnings issued yesterday than all of last year. Cameron Moreland, NBC 26, live at 10. The normal high temperature climbs to 82 degrees tomorrow. That is the warmest normal high temperature of the entire year here in Northeast Wisconsin. It's cold enough, and it's been cold enough that anything that falls is going to stick almost immediately out there on any untreated surfaces. Over the last 4 hours, cloud cover moving in. Our weather maker here is off to the north and west. Snow working its way across portions of Minnesota and western Wisconsin this morning. Low pressure responsible for that off in Canada.
In the first ever battle for Information Block, the small market finalists are WNNO Wisconsin Dells, WLKG Lake Geneva, and WLST Marinette. In Media Market, WTCX Fond du Lac, and in Large Market, WJJO Madison.
And a Burlington boy is this year's grand champion in the 2010 Cousins Subs 7th annual Moolapalooza mooing contest at the Wisconsin State Fair. That's the winning moo of 10-year-old Austin Sayak, courtesy of the Racine Journal-Times. The Dyer School 5th grader won a moo-off and got $1,000, a cow print jacket, a golden cowbell, and a year's worth of free submarine sandwiches.
A 23-year-old Russian man accused of sending a large percentage of the world's spam emails will be arraigned today in federal court in Wisconsin. He's being tried in Milwaukee because that's where an undercover FBI investigator ordered Viagra through an email distributed by the man's alleged operation.
His rep says he's never been arrested in his life before for anything.
He blew a .139 and a .141, not drunk.
No.
Police also found a half bottle of bourbon on the floor in the backseat of the car on a spot where David would have easy access to it from the driver's seat.
Sure. Well, he is 60. Maybe it was his old spikes that
maybe
turned up the numbers.
What if he was just really happy?
For Best Use of Audio, Non-News, the finalists in small market are WLKG in Lake Geneva, WKFX Rice Lake, and WLKG Lake Geneva. In medium market, WKSZ Green Bay, and again WKSZ Green Bay. In large market, WMGN Madison, WLUM Milwaukee, and WJJO Madison.
This is what makes time travel possible.
This weekend, don't be alarmed.
Time circuit's on.
Because time won't wait for anyone.
Future.
A friendly reminder from Lake 96.1 to set your clocks ahead 1 hour before going to bed Saturday night.
We're sending you back to the future.
If Kiss FM were the Hangover, Dayton Kane would be Stu.
Rogaine, check.
So to loosen him up just a little, we're sending him to Vegas.
Hey, bro, you mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
And you get to head along as well. Go to 95.9.
Okay.
He's a big dude.
With a big beard.
With a big beard.
I want to know more about the lawnmower incident. Like, what happened with the two friends and why they forced this on him.
Troy offered to buy it from me, $250.
Yeah.
I paid $20 for it. He thought I was trying to cheat him. One thing led to another, and before I knowed it, there was knives and guns, and everything just went haywire.
The finalists for the Music Category Award for Best Artist Interview in Small Market are the Cow WCOW in Sparta, WGLR Lancaster, and WBKV West Bend. In Medium Market, WGLX in Wisconsin Rapids, WDEZ Wausau, and WIFC Wausau. Our large market finalists are all from Milwaukee, WLUM, WRNW, and WMIL.
Is it uncomfortable or maybe even scary to be discussing your sexuality, past relationships, and meltdown or other things that you've never publicly talked about before?
Yes, it's incredibly frightening, but it's liberating to talk about it. I've
I look around at other people who have been able to, in my, my contemporaries in country music, who have been able to really kind of be an open book to their fan bases, and I guess I've always had a bit of envy.
You ran into John Lennon at the record plant in New York, and as I recall, there was a mad game of pool played.
He was in Studio A, and I was in Studio B, and they had a pool table in the studio lounge, and we happened to be there at the same time and strike up a conversation and shot a few games of pool.
Have you been informed of the situation here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Yeah, I'm ridiculously excited, because here's what I know. I hear that you're petitioning to change a name of one of your cities into kind of like my name with a dollar sign.
Yes, because the name of the city is Waukesha. It's spelled Waukesha. So it already has your name in it.
Oh, I love that.
The best station event promo finalists in small market are WCOW Sparta, WGLR in Lancaster, and again WCOW Sparta. In medium market, the Razor WZOR Green Bay, the Rockin' Apple WAPL Appleton, and WQTC Manitowoc. Our large market finalists, WRNW Milwaukee, WYMS Milwaukee, and WMGN Madison.
It's the biggest night in country music.
The album of the year.
Single of the year.
Wow, I did not expect to get this award.
Count 97 wants you to join us at the CMA Awards Party, Wednesday, November 10th at Buffalo Wild Wings in Onalaska, starting at 6. Watch country music's biggest night on over 30 HD TVs. And Count 97 will give away the ultimate concert package to the Crystal Grand Music Theater in Wisconsin Dells.
Golf is an easy game. The hard part is carrying those clubs. Tires you out, and it's confusing as hell. Hybrid fairway woods, 60-degree lob wedges, screw that. The Razor breaks down the game of golf to its essence. One club, one ball. And beer.
Sadly, your man cannot afford a $15,000 Itani diamond. But 97.3 Radio Now and Kessler's Diamonds can. The Race for the Rock happens October 16th. Listen close. Where are you? You're at 97.3radionow.com getting a head start on your new diamond ring. I'm on a unicorn. Wow, that horn hurts.
The Best Station Musical promo, small market finalists are WLKG Lake Geneva, WLST Marinette, and WLKG Lake Geneva. In medium market, WAPL Appleton, and again, WAPL Appleton. In large market, WMGN Madison, WRNW Milwaukee, and Triple M WMMM Madison.
It's a quarter after one. I'm all alone and I need you now. I know there's no life after you.
Now playing 96 minutes of commercial-free music every weekday at 9, 6, and 1 only. .3 Radio Now.
This is the sound of now. Milwaukee's hit music.
Hey, this is Donna from Milwaukee, and I'm listening to Radio Now.
For Best Client Event Promo, the finalists from Small Market are WRJO in Eagle River, WLKG in Lake Geneva, and again WLKG in Lake Geneva. In Medium Market, WZOR Green Bay, WAPL Appleton, and WZOR Green Bay. In Large Market, WMGN Madison, and again WMGN Madison.
Would you please welcome to the stage
Jack Johnson plays Alpine Valley this Saturday night, and Lake 96.1 wants to send you to the show. Katie Cruz has your tickets today between 11 and 3 p.m.
Let me squirt some of this on you.
Ooh, that's warm and sticky.
I thought you'd like it.
I do. What now?
Well, I guess we get on the floor and roll around for a while. Oh, yeah, I like this. This is great.
Oh.
What are you two doing?
Practicing for Razor's Liney's Honey Money Roll.
Yeah, what did you...
Shakespeare was scary for lots of reasons in high school. No need to be scared this time. It's just the friendly Magic Crew with Halloween treats for you. We'll be in...
In live on-scene reporting for News and Talk Radio, the small market finalists are WTCH, Shawano, and WJMT, Merrill. In medium market, WFDL, Fond du Lac, WCLO, Janesville, and again, WCLO, Janesville. In large market, WTDY, Madison, and WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Captain Krause, who's in charge of the scene, is that all fires were out. The crews did respond and knock down the fire, which came after the explosion inside of the factory. The walls of this structure are blown out. Garage doors are off of their tracks.
She heard from rumors that it was going to happen tomorrow, so she says that the city is actually jumping the gun by starting a day early. But the city says that that's not really the case.
Well, Andrea did. I hold in my hand. I'm sounding like Joe McCarthy here. I'm holding my hand.
Let's go down to the newsroom. Dan O'Donnell's got some breaking news for us. Today's TMJ4, Johnny, is reporting that there's been a partial structure collapse at O'Donnell Park downtown.
Really?
We are getting reports of at least one injury. We have crews on the way. Also, Nick Iannelli is down at Summerfest. We're going to move him over to that to see what he can get us. This is just coming in literally seconds ago.
For best continuing coverage for News and Talk Radio, the small market finalists are WACD Antigo, WBEV Beaver Dam, and WTCH Shawano. The media market finalists are WHBY Appleton, WFDL Fond du Lac, and WAYY Eau Claire. For large market, Wisconsin Public Radio, Madison, WTMJ, Milwaukee. and Wisconsin Public Radio, Madison.
A lot has to do though with, whether or not the training's there and the enthusiasm and so forth is there on the staff.
Another in attendance, Bob Castro, mentioned a study which showed another possible side effect of the scheduling.
One of the things that struck me is the relatively low morale at the high schools.
Wentworth says she objects to the sexual nature of the book, says she doesn't believe it's age appropriate for her daughter.
I'm not saying that the book wasn't good. I even commented that it was a wonderful book, but it was written for a higher age level. And I don't like to see inappropriate sexual content in the hands of kids who aren't developmentally ready.
Dresser says since the recession began, the state has lost at least 150,000 jobs, 6% of the base gone.
As someone who's looked at the Wisconsin economy, I always think of, well, things can't get much worse than the 80s were. And we've now lost, as a percentage of our job base, more jobs than were lost in the 80s.
The small market finalists for News and Talk Sportscast are WWIS Black River Falls, WTCH Shawano, and WWIS Black River Falls. In Media Market, WCLO Janesville, and in Large Market, WTMJ Milwaukee.
Chad Strelo dribbles up and count it! Through traffic! Strelo with 1,000 and what a feat.
The sounds from Gillette High School. Jason Hobbick on the call, and Surrey got the convincing win, 74-30, but the excitement was Chad Strelo's 1,000th point.
Maybe you could start calling Brett Favre the Wizard, or rather the Tin Man. Favre says he received an injection in his injured left ankle after Saturday's exhibition. He told Sports Illustrated the injection of lubricants into the ankle was like a grease fitting.
Sort of like WD-40 or something like that?
Yeah, get out that 3-in-1 oil there, Brett, and, just like the Tin Man, you need a little lube job here and there.
Was this like a childhood friend, if I could ask?
It was one of my closest friends. He introduced me and my wife to one another. So we've been friends for a long time, and he died of cancer.
Ooh. Unfortunate, because it touches everybody in some way, shape, or form, man.
The finalists in News and Talk Radio for Best Sports Play-by-Play. In small market, WSFQ Marinette, WACD Antigo, and WHBY Marinette. In medium market, WQTC Manitowoc, WCLO Janesville, WFDL Fond du Lac.
Gives it up to Arneson, 12 seconds. Arneson steps in. Jesperson got to close out on him. Mock does. 8 seconds. Annis, three-pointer blocked by Cameron. Loose ball. Anago's got it. Jordan Mock throws it up at the buzzer, and the Robins have beaten Merrill 58-56. The student section rushing the floor at the Sheldon Fieldhouse. A mob scene.
7-5 Parker, 3:08 to go, quarter number one. Schaffner at the top of the arc. Wraparound pass left side to Neskowiak. Right side to Oakley for three in the lead. Short. Goes right in the hands of Schaffner off the right baseline. And Knutson forces him to double dribble.
The finalists for News and Talk specialty programming in small market are WBEV Beaver Dam and WTCH Shawano. In medium market, WHLA La Crosse, WTAQ Green Bay, and WCLO Janesville. Our large market finalists are all from Milwaukee: WYMS, WUWM, and again WYMS.
Or when they might go off, but they tried to detonate them as a convoy is passing by. Did you have any kind of that experience?
It went off about 15 feet in front of me.
And what happened when it went off? What do you recall?
Well, I can't say that on the radio.
I didn't ask what you said.
I said, oh, blank.
And that's the thing, is you see it in people's eyes when they walk through here to drop the money out, because we've seen all the images, we've seen all the video on TV, and this is something that the entire world has to get behind, and we can start right here in Northeast Wisconsin.
Yes, you can. You know, we as an organization, you know, we have 30 countries from the American Red Cross and International Red Cross responding to this.
Think you know your city? Know it better. This spring, 88.9 Radio Milwaukee brings you the 2010 Neighborhood Project. 7 weeks, 7 neighborhoods, a new story every day about your city.
For editorial commentary, in News and Talk Radio, the small market finalists represent a clean sweep. WBDK, Sturgeon Bay. WRLU, Sturgeon Bay. And again, WBDK, Sturgeon Bay. The media market finalists are WHBY, Appleton, WIZM, La Crosse, and WTAQ, Green Bay. And our large market finalists, WTMJ, Milwaukee, WTDY, Madison, and WUWM, Milwaukee.
Delaying the opening of Sturgeon Bay's Michigan Street Bridge is much more than mere inconvenience. Extending the time to complete the rehabilitation is costing jobs and hurting businesses. Many owners have suffered excessively because the Michigan Street Bridge has been closed long enough.
The corn on my little right toe is old enough to buy this stuff. Seriously, turned 20 this month. I'm old enough, as I said, to have fathered the woman selling it to me. But I have to show my license and have it scanned. Yet, when I go to vote in Wisconsin, I do not have to show a photo ID.
Yes, the capital is here. Yes, there are some very bad politicians that have sold out working people here, but they're not from Madison. The Dane County delegation is actually quite progressive and supportive of workers around the state. Now, Madison's a great place to live, and the rest of the state should celebrate that it is their capital.
In best use of new media, the finalists are WYTE-FM, Marshfield, WYMS-FM, Milwaukee, WISN-TV, Milwaukee, and WSAW-TV, Wausau. In best use of social media, the finalists are WLUK-TV, Green Bay, WITI-TV, Milwaukee, WISC-TV, Madison, WYTE-FM, Marshfield, and WSAW-TV, Wausau. In specialty programming for television, the small market finalists are WQOW Eau Claire, WKBT La Crosse, and WEAU Eau Claire. In medium market, WHA Madison, WBAY Green Bay, and WISC Madison. In large market, the finalists are all from Milwaukee, WITI, WISN, and WDJT.
After several minutes of taping a segment for the show, it's time.
So you better be good for goodness sake.
Oh, you better be good for goodness sake.
You better watch out. You better not cry.
Well, ladies, in the world of sports, it's all about the big games. And in my world, it's all about the big gifts.
In editorial or commentary, the medium market finalists are both from Madison, WHA and WISC. In large market, both are from Milwaukee, WTMJ and WITI.
If we can't agree on the health and welfare of our kids, to say nothing of sound disease prevention and cost-effective health efforts, what can we agree on? But in this case, a half of loaf is definitely better than none, and so we urge the House of Representatives to reauthorize the Child Nutrition Act before it expires on Thursday.
And one of the guys determining if Kagan gets the job is the guy doing the double-barreled pucker. Look, I get off the farm once in a while. I know the cheek kiss is totally part of the social scene, although I try to avoid it as much as possible. My point is, suppose the nominee were a man. Would Kerry have done it then?
The small market finalists in television for public service announcement are WSAW Wausau, WXOW La Crosse, and WKBT La Crosse. In medium market, WKOW Madison, WISC Madison, WBAY Green Bay, and WISC Madison. In large market, all from Milwaukee, WITI, WTMJ, and again, WTMJ.
to get involved in the Power of 10 initiative.
If each of us gets 10 friends to donate $10, we'll each raise $100.
And if each of the expected 13,000 participants raise $100, we'll have $1.3 million to help fight breast cancer right here in Dane County.
Allison, wow, what a great response, Susan.
It really has been heartwarming. Jake and Carol, thanks very much. We've had a lot of people donating things like formula, diaper, baby food, clothes, handmade items. I do want to point out of all of these items, Dorothy Burns, one of our loyal viewers, has sent my kids birthday presents every year since they were born. And I got
Best Commercial for Television, small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WQOW Eau Claire, and WKBT La Crosse. Media market finalists, all for Madison, WKOW, WMTV, WISC, WKOW, and WMTV. In large market, all for Milwaukee, WTMJ, WDJT, and WITI.
Okay, boys and girls, let's review. What have we learned the first week of school? Yes, Guru!
We learned that the Pilgrims came to America and ate a hearty meal consisting of a beef farm roast for $1.98 a pound from Gordy's.
No, Guru, you're way off. They ate turkey.
Whatever. You're not going to come to my birthday party.
On the edge of town, a toilet gurgles in distress. A furnace sighs and breathes its last. A coffee pot stops working. The house goes dark.
Looks like you need some action.
The mighty pantheon of heroes springs into action.
My head is spinning and I'm having a blast. Feels like I'm in your car and driving real fast. My heels are tapping to the beat of your song. Stick with me, baby, and it won't take long.
Wayne's Drive-In, great malts and shakes. Wayne's Drive-In, you taste buds, can't wait. Huge burgers made with Black Angus beef. Wayne's Drive-In has chicken too. Wayne's Drive-In, great fries for you. Wayne's Drive-In, won't you buy a big Wayne for me?
In Best Original Feature for Music Stations, the small market finalists are WJMQ Shawano, WCQM Park Falls, and WLKG Lake Geneva. Medium market finalists, WJVL Janesville, WDEZ Wausau, and WLSU La Crosse. And in large market, WLUM Milwaukee.
Following the honor guard and high school band was a line of fire engines and first response vehicles as far as the eye could see. For Vernon Winiger of Seymour, it wasn't your run-of-the-mill parade.
It's good, but they didn't have many floats, all fire trucks.
And I think it's a metaphor for finding happiness in your own backyard.
From the stage of that June 2007 program, Lanesboro's Rhubarb Sisters, singers, actors, and deep thinkers were introduced to audiences coast to coast, as was the Lanesboro community's fascination, if not obsession, with rhubarb itself.
You have a unique feature that's very attractive. Sounds,
Wait, say that again?
The last line says, you have a unique feature that's very attractive. I think she has a tail. So it's a couple behind a woman just buying a ton of booze.
Like a little tail or a big tail?
I say
Long
she's
tail.
got like a leopard tail. I think she's part Catwoman.
Yes.
And she loves booze.
Well, that's a good, because if this guy knows words, unique means something that no one else has.
Yeah.
In the battle for Best Live On-Site Broadcast Remote, non-news, the small market finalists are WCQM Park Falls and WKFX Rice Lake. In medium market, WYTE Marshfield, WTCX Fond du Lac, and WYTE Stevens Point. In large market, WMYX Milwaukee and WMIL Milwaukee.
It is Customer Appreciation Day here at the lubrication station. We want to talk to some of the customers. How you guys doing in here? Come on. Yeah, we got a trailer full of calves here. Guy came in to get his oil changed, and he's got his trailer here. Chris is here.
Yeah, let's see if we can do this Hodag style. Everyone say, "Hi, Dirks!" Hi, Dirks! Ladies and gentlemen,
I love it.
Dirks Bentley, everyone here.
Been waiting a couple of years to hear that again. I love hearing that. It's amazing.
I was going to say, because myself and AJ, we're Hodag virgins.
Yeah.
It's the Krispy Kreme cheeseburger at the Machine Shed.
Yeah, the Machine Shed. The people who brought you the chocolate-covered bacon last year are back this year with the Krispy Kreme cheeseburger. I had one for breakfast. It's awesome.
I thought I saw you have one for lunch, too.
I did. I snuck another one. Shh, don't tell anyone.
We had a dietitian come, and she looked it over and said 500 calories.
Really? So it's not that bad.
Oh, it's amazing.
And how much are they?
The finalists for Best Specialty Programming in Small Market are WLKG Lake Geneva, WRJO Eagle River, and WJMQ Shawano. In Medium Market, WIXX Green Bay and WAPL Appleton. In Large Market, WYMS Milwaukee, WMMM Madison, and WYMS Milwaukee.
Huge crowd, very nice. You were the grand marshal there. How'd you, I'm assuming you've done things like that before, but how'd it feel in the cold like it was?
I don't think anything could have possibly prepared me for that cold weather. I wore my largest jacket and was still not prepared. But it's cool, though. It's exciting for me to be here this time of year. I've actually never been out here this time of year, so it's
Really?
beautiful. Yeah, the place is gorgeous.
Is gathering the forces together because he's got an idea for a sequel to the movie Inception. And the movie title, what was the title of the movie, TJ?
Interception.
Interception. Yes. What a terrible name for a movie, as Aaron Rodgers would say. There's no quarterback that would want to star in this.
And let me say, some of the high points of Aaron Rodgers was the worst of the three. I'm just going to say that.
Really?
Tell me the story of getting this project together, man.
Thank you. These great musicians approached me. They were based in Columbus, Ohio at the time, and looking to branch out. Carpe Diem was looking to seize the music and try some different things. So they contacted me and said, would you like to come and do a concert with us? And that led to these fantastic arrangements. Karine Fujiwara, who's over on my left, Radio World Right, I guess. And
For Best Election Coverage, the new media finalists are WLUK Green Bay, WITI Milwaukee, and WHA Madison. For news and talk radio, the small market best election coverage finalists are WWIS Black River Falls, WBDK Sturgeon Bay, and WACD Antigo. In medium market radio, WTAQ Green Bay, WCLO Janesville, and WHBY Appleton. And in large market news and talk radio, WTDY Madison, Wisconsin Public Radio Madison, and WUWM Milwaukee. In TV, the best election coverage finalists are in small market, WKBT La Crosse, WEAU Eau Claire, and WSAW Wausau. In media market, WISC Madison, WMTV Madison, and WHA Madison. In large market, the finalists all from Milwaukee, WISN, WTMJ, and WISN.
Results continue to come in. The AP has called several races, most notably the governor's race, which goes in Scott Walker's column. He defeats Tom Barrett. Also, Ron Johnson defeats Russ Feingold in the U.S. Senate race, and Republican Reed Ribble over Democrat Steve Kagan in the 8th Congressional District race.
WTAQ's Scott Patrick has been following that race all along, all evening down in Oshkosh, and joins us with the latest. Scott, what can you tell us?
Well, electricity filling the air following the declaration that by Fox News that Ron Johnson has won the Wisconsin Senate race. The crowd of more than 1,000 people leapt to its feet and shouted with joy.
Today, we talked to Scott Walker. He's the current Milwaukee County Executive, a Republican.
The path we're headed down, at least in Madison right now, I don't think is the right approach. I think we need a fundamental change, and I think I'm the one who brings that to the table.
What does fundamental change mean?
Well, I think right now, too much of the approach in Madison, not just from the governor, but from many other leaders in Madison, is to put our faith in the government.
Given their group dynamics, this year's political season gives them reason to talk too.
About 3/4 of them are all very liberal minds, and then there's a few Republicans here. And so it's difficult to say very much because we may become argumentative.
Right now they've got decisions to make on how they're going to vote on November 2nd. But 3 or 4 weeks or 3 or 4 months after November 2nd, they're going to be discussing why somebody voted the way they did.
Are there any jobs?
Do you want fries with that? That's about it.
Peterson also pays $450 a month in health insurance, but even that runs out in November.
I'm kind of scared.
In significant community impact, news and talk, and music radio, the Small Market News and Talk finalists is WBEV Beaver Dam, Media Market WFDL Fond du Lac, WCLO Janesville, and WTAQ Green Bay. In Large Market, all from Milwaukee, WTMJ, WUWM, and WYMS. Our music station finalists in Small Market, WHSM Hayward and WGLR Lancaster. In Media Market, WFDL Fond du Lac, WYTE Marshfield, and WFDL Fond du Lac. And our Large Market finalists, WRNW Milwaukee.
And we'll be playing your patriotic music requests for Jacob and his family. Craig Warmbold is on the phone with me. Hello, Craig.
Well, hey, Leslie, thank you very much. And a very patriotic outpouring here in Beaver Dam. I'm currently sitting at the intersection of South Lincoln and Park Avenue, which is not far from where the new police station is being built. And
WGLR welcomes Cody McCarver, John O'Lee White, and Sammy Sadler coming to Platteville June 4th.
I might have been born just poor white trash, but I sold a few records and made a little cash.
It's the We're America Tour to benefit Operation Troop Aid at the bar.
And give. You're going to give money. You're going to give checks. You're going to give love and hugs. It's 12 hours, and Rosie Stricker was out there. What time did you get up today, Rosie?
I got up around 6.
Okay,
a little before 6.
And you were out there by
7.
All right.
Yeah.
And you look lovely on top of.
And here we are. It is day 1, hour 1, minute 1 of 2010's Make-A-Wish with Connie and Curtis.
John, I have an 8-year-old daughter. I can't imagine taking her because she has been sick in the mornings to the doctor and finding out that she has a brain tumor. What goes through your mind when you're told that?
Well, it's a devastating experience.
In Best Promotional Announcement, News and Talk, and Music Radio, the Small Market News and Talk finalists are WSFQ Marinette, WBEV Beaver Dam, and WTCH Shawano. Media Market finalists, WTAQ Green Bay, WCLO Janesville, and WTAQ Green Bay. The music finalists in small market are WLKG Lake Geneva, WPVL Platteville, and WLKG Lake Geneva. In media market, WOZZ Wausau, WJVL Janesville, and WAPL Appleton. In large market, WMGN Madison, WYMS Milwaukee. And again, Magic 98 WMGN Madison.
Join Dave Michaels every weekday for the Drive at 5.
He's completely out of control.
No, I'm serious. Join Dave every weekday for the Drive at 5. He's my buddy, and you should listen to him. If you don't, I'm going to come looking for you.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I kind of got a little bit emotional.
And it is good. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. For the second week in a row, come on, the Packers lose in overtime. Come
on. Now 3-3. The Pack searches for any light at the end of the tunnel.
There was a light, but it's broken.
It's a primetime showdown with the boys next door. Packers, Vikings, Sunday night at 7:20. Game day begins at 5. I know we're all excited, but let's keep it in our pants until Sunday.
Downloading your favorite songs? 99 cents. Satellite radio subscription? $9.99 a month. Hearing all your favorite country on one station for free?
Dirk Bentley.
This is Keith Urban.
Sugarland.
This is Garth Brooks.
Alan Jackson.
This is Willie Nelson.
I like it all. You play all my favorites.
Priceless. 99.
For public service announcement, news and talk, and music radio, the news and talk media market finalists are WCLO Janesville and WTAQ Green Bay. In large market news and talk, the finalist is WTDY Madison. For music format stations, the small market finalists are WRJO Eagle River, WLKG Lake Geneva, and WPVL Platteville. In media market, WDEZ Wausau, WDEZ Wausau, and WAPL Appleton.
Talent. The Geneva Idol competition is open to singers age 16 and above of all abilities.
Here's the craziest part.
The first prize package includes $500 cash.
Yeah! Yes, do it!
All proceeds benefit the many charities supported by the Geneva Lakes Women's Association. Contested.
You've heard the news and seen the pictures from Haiti.
Tuesday's earthquake has essentially wiped out the few medical resources that existed there.
Thousands of dead.
They're saying not to sleep in the house. Don't know whether there is another aftershock.
Hurt.
Every block, at times it seems every building in the Del Mas neighborhood damaged or destroyed.
And homeless.
Reports and images that we've seen collapse.
All day alive.
There are 3- and 4-story buildings that have completely collapsed. You can hear people inside, and we have no heavy machinery. We have estimates between 2 and 3 million in Port-au-Prince that are affected, none of which have basic clean water supplies. It's all.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
World War II defined us as a nation. In 2004, we celebrated the veterans of this war with the dedication of the National World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Please join me, Pat Richter, in supporting Badger Honor Flight. Badger Honor.
The finalists for television spot news coverage in small market are WSAW Wausau, WKBT La Crosse, and WQOW Eau Claire. In media market, WFRV Green Bay, WMTV Madison, and WISC Madison. Our large market finalists are all from Milwaukee, WTMJ, WISN, WTMJ, and WISN.
The mayor immediately put the city's emergency plan into effect.
You know, it's a record year for the area. We've never seen this much, so as much preparing as you can do, you still run into situations that are less than ideal.
Major roads that enter the city like Highway 93 and Highway 95 were closed for safety reasons, and only
people are already starting to show up because they do care.
Yes, people are already starting to show up, and if yesterday is any indication, then we should probably expect a lot of folks to come out here today. I heard yesterday there were 160, maybe 200 volunteers that were out yesterday helping in this search for young Joseph Anderson. And I'm going to step aside right now because we finally do have some activity out here at the RACA Center in
And right now, let's get an update on that breaking news we told you about just moments ago. Chopper 4 has arrived on the scene of what we are told is a partial collapse of the parking structure at O'Donnell Park.
Yeah, and it looks almost like a staging center right here, possibly triage. I'm not really sure. You can see firefighters there actually in the structure. That looks like concrete on the ground that shouldn't be there, doesn't it, Mike?
Absolutely. That is, it looks like some facing that has fallen off the front end.
The finalists for television news writing. In small market are WKBT La Crosse, WQOW Eau Claire, and WKBT La Crosse. Our media market finalists are all from Madison, WMTV, WHA, and again, WMTV. Large market, all from Milwaukee, WDJT, WTMJ, and WISN.
Mike, give me that ball. Tree.
It's a typical Sunday at the Favre house here in La Crosse. There's football on TV,
Did Vic seriously get hurt?
food on the grill, and a house full of Favres.
My name is Leslie Favre.
I'm Bill Favre.
My name is Augusta Favre.
I'm CJ Favre.
I'm Tony.
I'm Michael Favre, and I'm the youngest.
Boys! Jean Von Favre, local realtor and mother of 6, is a huge Brett Favre fanatic and cheers for whatever team he's on. Her Packers-loving children do not.
So much of who we are is because of who they were.
We're so much a reflection of who these people were. You hope to be anyway.
And if you'd like to find out more about your ancestors,
if somebody's published it, we're about as likely as any library in the country to have it.
Lucille Kanya is waiting to die.
I was in perfect shape till 93, not even a medication.
Kanya grew up in the Depression. Just one of her 11 siblings is still alive. Now, at 95, her heart is failing and her lungs full of liquid. She told her family she's not interested in the miracles of modern medicine.
I was able to do things for myself, not depend on anybody to do things for me.
In Best Continuing Coverage, the small market finalists are WKBT La Crosse, WEAU Eau Claire, and WKBT La Crosse. In Media Market, WISC Madison, WGBA Green Bay, and WMTV Madison. In Large Market, all from Milwaukee, WTMJ, WITI, and WISN.
He was last seen wearing a black leather jacket, light-colored long-sleeve shirt, and dark pants.
From land to water, day 2 of the search for a missing La Crosse college student turns up very few leads. Good evening and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Lisa Klein.
And I'm Mike Thompson. It's been almost 2 full days now and still no sign of a missing Western Technical College student.
His disease can be treated through a new medical procedure, but the family says the state's Medicaid program won't cover it. NBC 26 video journalist Eric Peterson is live in our Green Bay newsroom with the story.
That's right, Stacy. The family tells me the treatment for little Charlie is waiting at the University of Minnesota Hospital, but paying for that treatment has become the issue.
Why do we have to do this?
Yes.
I know it. It stinks, doesn't it?
The small market television finalists for significant community impact are WKBT La Crosse, WSAW Wausau, and WKBT La Crosse. In Media Market, all from Madison, WMTV, WHA, and WISC. And in Large Market, from Milwaukee, WTMJ, WISN, and WTMJ.
Began 5 years ago, stepping out for local breast cancer research. Gunderson Lutheran Medical Foundation Stepping Out in Pink 5-mile walk has become a community tradition. Help us continue the journey on Saturday, September 11th for the 5th anniversary walk on Gunderson Lutheran's main campus starting at 9 a.m. Make us
reasons for our being in Vietnam was
was not these noble reasons that were given.
I don't know why we have such trouble differentiating the war from the warrior. You can hate the war, but why hate the warrior?
It's your chance to make a big difference in the lives of local families. I'm Susan Kim. All day today, just drop off desperately needed items like new clothes, diapers, or formula at any of these Aurora Healthcare locations or Century Foods.
The television finalists for promotional announcement in small market are WKBT La Crosse, WSAW Wausau, and WKBT La Crosse. In media market, WBAY Green Bay, WMTV Madison, and WFRV Green Bay. In large market from Milwaukee, WITI, WISN, WTMJ.
As a Storm Team 5 meteorologist, there's nothing I enjoy more than unraveling the mysteries of science and weather. Like, how hot is lightning anyway? Whoa! Don't try this at home. Or, is every snowflake really different? Hey, where did these come from? Or one of my favorites. Whoa!
Now you know. Justin.
It's a large area of snow that'll be rolling through very quickly.
Nasty north winds coming our way.
We'll be on the northern edge of the storm system.
What's all the fuss about snow? This is Wisconsin, after all.
Because a severe winter storm can turn your day upside down.
The slick conditions this morning caused a very messy morning commute.
The small market finalists for Best Commercial for news and talk stations are WTCH Shawano, WSFQ Marinette, and WHYB Marinette. For media market, WTAQ Green Bay, WCLO Janesville, and WTAQ Green Bay. The small market music finalists are WBWI West Bend, WGLR Lancaster, and WBKV West Bend. In medium market, music station finalists are WKSZ Green Bay, WTCX Fond du Lac, and WGLX Wisconsin Rapids. And in large market, the finalist is WJJO Madison.
Did you hear Whiskey and Women is serving chicken?
Chicken?
Chicken.
Whiskey and Women and chicken?
No, Whiskey and Women is serving chicken.
Chicken?
Chicken. Whether you want 2 pieces or 20, Whiskey and Women is serving chicken. Eat in or carry out. Make it a meal with choice of potato, beans, and a dinner roll. Remember, if it ain't Mountain Gator chicken, it ain't worth a cluck.
I got them new car blues.
Shopping for a new car? Have you singing the blues?
Well, yeah, that's why I was singing. I got them new car blues.
Why not take the short trip to Van Horn Hyundai in Fond du Lac?
Yeah, but I can only afford about $8,000.
You are in luck. Van Horn Hyundai, besides offering fantastic new vehicles from Hyundai, also has a wonderful selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with over 100 cars under $7,995.
Cool.
Cool indeed.
How can you protect your First Amendment rights? By staying informed and voting. Where can you get the in-depth analysis to stay informed? Your Janesville Gazette, keeping tabs on our city, state, and national governments. Many countries do not have the freedom of the press that we're blessed with, so exercise your right to stay informed, your right to a free press.
Is your car making a funny noise? Warning lights are on or just doesn't run? You could take it to the place down the road, Podunk Parts and Service, and try your luck with the Wheel of Misfortune. The diagnosis? Brakes, $600. Spin it again. Ooh, transmission, $2,300. And guess what? You got a free spin. Complete engine overhaul, $3,000.
Rustling through the attic, Ronnie found 200-year-old marinara sauce. His Italian grandmother was a first-generation American who brought with her the family recipe.
OMG!
Passed down from generation to generation, stowed away in the attic, waiting to sing a song that would shatter the senses.
OMG!
Until you try it, you've never even had marinara. Like the whispers of your mother and the calloused grip of a farmer.
The small market finalists for News and Talk Best Humorous Commercial are WBEV Beaver Dam and WSFQ Marinette. Media market finalists are WCLO Janesville, WSCO Appleton, and WCLO Janesville. Our large market finalists are both from Milwaukee and are both from WTMJ. Our music format finalists in small market, WLKG Lake Geneva, WCQM Park Falls, and WGLR Lancaster. In medium market, the finalists are The Big Cheese WBCV Wausau, WZOR Green Bay, and WIXX Green Bay. In large market, the finalists both from Madison, Magic 98 WMGN, and WJJO.
Boy, our air conditioning's great.
No more chugging lemonade.
Gee, our Bryant makes the grade. 'Cause we call Dave's.
And we're really comfy now.
We ain't sweating like a sow. Mister, we are glad we called that magic number, and how.
Oh, this old rattletrap. What's Mary gonna say? Sometimes I wish I was never born.
Oh, you mustn't say that, George.
Oh, who are you, little fella?
I'm Clarence, your guardian angel.
Oh, it looks kind of like the angel I'd have. Say, you don't fix smashed-up cars, do you?
Oh, heavens no, George. We leave that to experts like Trevdull Auto Body.
After a...
I can help someone over here. Welcome to Crossroads County Market.
Boy, that sure is a lot of meat.
Ooh. Come and get your meat right here. Grilled, broiled, baked, or seared. Come and get your meat right here. Vegetarians best stay clear.
South 18th on top of the hill.
Fox World Travel presents Big Moments in Travel History. 4990 BC, Noah, his family, and 2 of every living creature arrive in Mount Ararat, completing the first 40-day, 40-night cruise. 1903 AD, a coin toss decides Orville Wright is to become the first airplane pilot, making Brother Wilbur the first to fly standby.
Is your roof safe enough for a fiddler? If your roof experienced damage from the recent hailstorm, contact Madison's own Ridgetop Roofing.
Here's a brand new category for the WBA Awards program. Most entertaining client-recorded commercial. Think about yours. The small market finalist in News and Talk is WACD in Antigo. The medium market finalist, WHBY Appleton, WCLO Janesville, and WCLO Janesville. For music stations, the small market finalists are WGLR Lancaster, WKFX Rice Lake, and WRJO Eagle River. In media market, WOZZ Wausau, WTCX Fond du Lac, and WAPL Appleton. In large market, the finalist is WWQM Madison.
I'm Dancer! I'm Prancer! I'm Donner! And Blitzen!
It's an exciting time of the year, and the Boys and Girls Club of Langlade County wants to remind kids that Santa is watching you, and he is checking his list, and he's checking it twice.
But most importantly, the holidays are a time to be thankful for what we have. I am thankful for making new friends at the Boys and Girls Club.
And wow, look at that fine spit tune. Bingo!
Excuse me, sir, but that's a vase.
Oops, better skedaddle.
What were you guys thinking? A horse in the gallery?
I told you he wouldn't like it.
I'll get a broom. No mention.
I want a new Camaro.
Well, you're a little young.
I want a new Chevy truck.
You don't even have your driver's license yet.
I want everyone to have a Merry Christmas.
Hi, this is Brian Bowditch from Burton Chevrolet. From our family to yours, thank you for the business in 2010. And we look forward to 2011 with amazing new deals in Orfordville and Whitewater.
White Law Sausage. To be frank, you can't beat our wieners. Order online now at whitelawsausage.net. Give us a call at 732-3222 or come see us. It's always a great day to visit White Law.